It is 9 a.m., Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021. If I can have the parties, counsel for the parties, please put your appearance on record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, I'm ready when y'all are.
Spanish first, or?
I don't know. Yes. I have whatever Miss Arlene gives me. She makes the rules. Only one? Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Carlos Morales, State Certified Spanish for Interpreter. The interpreter has been sworn in already today.
All right, if you could please connect to the headset.
Okay, just 1 second.
All right, thank you.
Un poquito.
We're connected, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Please tell him, one moment, please. We're bringing in witnesses, and I don't know if there's one in this case. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Jesus Manuel Ramos Rodríguez.
Jesus Manuel Ramos Rodriguez.
This is 21 CF 591380. You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest for aggravated battery, domestic violence. I'm not seeing that there's any witnesses here in this case.
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Another judge has already found probable cause for your arrest. At this time, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, he has a fairly lengthy BAT DV history. Aggravated stalking after a DV injunction and a DV battery conviction. So he just asked that you take that onto account, as well as many arrests for VOPs and violating those injunctions. I'm unsure if it's the same victim. However, I'd ask that you take that into account.
All right, Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, I would just ask that you take into account the facts of the case. I believe he threw a bottle. My client's employed full-time. And it looks like he has one felony and one misdemeanor on his criminal history as convictions.
All right, thank you. Sir, your bond is $15,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
You can't call her on the phone. You can't send a message through friends and family. You can't use social media. No contact at all. You understand that?
I understand.
You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages. You're not allowed to be within 1,000 feet of Maritza Torreal Alba's residence or place of employment. Do you understand?
Okay.
You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. I believe that's all we have for the interpreter this morning.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Please tell me your name. 21 CT 3690. You're here charged with driving while license suspended. Ms. George, your office already represents him.
Yes, Your Honor, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 63, pretrial conference date is July 1st at 1 p.m., courtroom 12C.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Special Agent Timothy Scott Obermeyer.
21 CT 2940. You're here charged with driving while license suspended. At this time, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right.
Division 81, pretrial conference date is July 2nd, 9 a.m., courtroom 4E.
Good luck, sir.
Since we're at a misdemeanor pleading, can we plea out to the court so we can resolve this case and get matters to the Osceola County where I have other charges pending?
It's a possibility if the state has an offer for you. I don't know enough about the facts of this case, but let me ask the state if they have an offer.
This is for Mr. Obermeyer?
Yes.
Yes, state did convey an offer of an adjudication credit time served.
There was competency issues, Your Honor.
I see. All right. Sir, at this time, I can't accept a plea from you, but the Public Defender's Office the representative is going to give you a piece of paper with a phone number. Call that number.
What did the state have the offer for? What was the state's offer?
Ms. May, can you repeat it?
It was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served.
Regardless of my competency, we'll take that, Your Honor.
Sir, I can't accept a plea from you if your attorney has concerns about your competence, because you have to be able to understand exactly what's happening here in court and what those consequences are for you.
May I have a word with my public defender on the side in private real quick, Your
Yes.
Honor?
I'll give you a moment, Ms. George.
I'm competent. Your Honor, can I please have a Friday hearing?
Your Honor, he's been deemed incompetent. I can't, in good faith, allow him to plea out. He wants to plea out.
Your Honor, can I have a Friday hearing or a Nelson inquiry on the basis of ineffective assistance of counsel?
All right, yeah, give me one moment, sir. Let me have the attorney's approach. All right, court's going to be in recess for about 5 minutes, maybe 10. So I'll be right back. I'm ready for him. All right, it is 9:17. We're back on the record with Mr. Timothy Obermeyer. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your
Right.
Honor, that's correct.
21 CT 2940. All right, I asked Ms. George if she could do a little research during the recess. What were you able to find, Counselor?
I was able to find that in his cases from all the way back from 2014 through 2021, he's been deemed incompetent to proceed. I believe in the felony case, they actually filed the order for commitment, which is what Ms. Taylor found, correct? They signed the order on May 19th.
Yes, Your Honor. He mostly has Osceola cases, not Orange, but I have 20 mm 2755 in comp proceedings, 20 mm 894 in comp proceedings, 20 mm 457 in comp proceedings, 20 CF 3358, 17 CT 906 in comp proceedings. As to 20 CF 3358, which I believe is the most significant due to it being the open felony in comp proceedings, according to the Osceola court minutes on 5/19 of 2021, so approximately about a week ago, there was a motion to adopt findings of incompetency by the state. The defense counsel stipulated to the report of the findings by Dr. Arias, which was in 20 mm 894. The court found the defendant incompetent to proceed and asked for defense counsel in the state to file a written motion to adopt the findings and for him to be committed to the state hospital for restoration. The state filed that motion, and the order adjudicating the defendant incompetent to proceed and commitment to the Department of Children and Families was ordered on May 20th of 2021. There are court minutes in the system showing that the case is closed and the defendant was determined to be incompetent to proceed in that felony case based off of most of the misdemeanor cases, May 20th, 2021, and to be committed to DCF pursuant to the order signed on 5/20.
Which judge signed that order?
That, I believe, Judge Young.
All right.
Your Honor, all these cases were based on independent status for competency hearings. My status of competency here is should no longer reflect the incompetencies of the other cases reflected. The 4 or 5 misdemeanor cases for the injunction that was Osceola County, I believe. Those were all independent done and should not reflect this, as this should be done as an independent hearing, not in any fact reflective on any of the Osceola County cases, Your Honor.
All right, I understand what you're saying, and
I'm fully competent. I mean, I represented myself back in 2006 on drug charges that could have put myself in prison for life. Yet I was competent then. I'm competent now. My grandmother, Constance Obermeyer, was the clerk of the circuit court for Osceola County for over 30 years. So I'm well briefed in the litigation and circumstances of the court, Your Honor.
so it sounds like you understand
Yes, Your Honor, I fully
trial
understand.
proceedings.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, this court is bound by that circuit court's order finding you incompetent. So at this time, this court doesn't have the option. I understand what you're saying, and I see why you would think because this is an independent proceeding, I don't have to listen to that, but I actually do. I'm bound by that. And pursuant to the Rule of Criminal Procedure 3.210 sub A sub 1, at this time, I think material stages of this hearing have to be stayed because another court has found you incompetent 3 weeks ago. I don't have the ability to move forward. I'm bound by that finding. So what we can do is, I'm going to ask Ms. George to be in contact with the trial attorney in her office who's going to be representing you and see if they can come out to see you as soon as possible, because you'll have to be evaluated in this case as well, unless the state and the defense file another joint stipulated motion asking the court, which won't be me, it'll be the trial court, to adopt that finding of incompetence. It's likely the court will do that because it's so recent. So I understand what you're saying from 2006, but that's many years ago, 3 weeks ago, a court found you incompetent. So it's likely the county court here is also going to do the same.
Your
But
Honor,
today,
I
I
just-
can't accept a plea.
Yes, Your Honor. I just hope to expedite the proceedings because I do have operations going on overseas. And in case you didn't know and watch the TV about the aliens, I'm probably the only standing factor that they haven't, invaded us right now because, I've been fighting these aliens a lot longer than you guys been on Earth. Do you see where I'm getting at? See,
I do.
Timothy Obermeyer stands for honoring God, overseer of the upper village on a hill, which is heaven. That makes me Jesus, okay? And that's why all these other cases I have are incompetent standings because, well, you see what I see, that you see that I see, you know who I am. So
I
that's-
understand, and I appreciate
no,
what you're
and-
doing.
And it's important for me to go ahead and resolve this case as soon as possible. That way I can get out of these handcuffs and get back to my job on restoring security to the earth.
I understand. I've asked the attorney to get in contact with your attorney as fast as possible.
Yes,
so
Your
that
Honor.
you can handle this case as quickly as you can.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Please tell me your name.
Vanessa Trevino.
21MM203. You're here charged with trespass, an occupied structure or dwelling, and petty theft. Ms. George, your office represents her.
Yes, Your Honor, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty. There's no offer.
Division 82, pretrial conference is July 12th at 10:30 a.m., courtroom 10B.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
All right, thanks.
Please tell me your name.
Jason Charneco.
21CT3907. You're here charged with DUI. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol. I'm also going to place you on pretrial release, and as a special condition of that, you'll be subject to random alcohol screens and drug screens. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand? And sir, you can't drive without a valid Florida license. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's bond and PTR.
Yes. Sir, I see here that you are a veteran, a Navy veteran. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your service to our country. Good luck, sir.
Oh, ma'am. Oh.
Yes, sir.
I've been driving before the military and after the military.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I've been driving before the military and after the military. I never had an incident. Never. I'm a diabetic, type 1, where I take insulin.
Okay,
I
hold on,
try
but
to
wait,
explain-
sir, let me stop you. Before you say anything else, let me explain what we're doing here today. Listen, you can tell me anything you want, but all we're doing here today is I'm telling you there was probable cause for your arrest, and I'm setting your bond conditions. So anything you tell me isn't going to affect those things. I gave you the lowest bond I can give you and very general conditions on your bond, your release. So anything you tell me won't affect that. But hold on, let me tell you one more thing. But everything you say is being recorded, and the state can use it against you later.
Yes, yes.
So if you want to talk about the facts of the
I
case,
just-
you might want to talk to your attorney about that.
I just have a child and a wife, and I'm the only,
You have bond and pretrial release, which means your bond is only $500, and then you'll be on pretrial release. So you'll be able to get out.
I've never been through this. Okay, listen. Please. I'll go to, I've been in the medical,
Right, I know, you were in the hospital.
and I haven't seen my family.
But sir, you have bond.
We don't have the money.
Hold on a second, do you have a job? Can you give me?
No, we don't have the money.
He's disabled. Your Honor, he doesn't.
Hold on, sir.
I believe he doesn't have any.
Oh, I didn't give it to you.
He has a theft and an injunction that needs to be served.
Is a what?
A theft from out of state.
Oh, so he's not going to be released?
No, it's a conviction.
Oh, it's a conviction. I thought you were saying he has a hold.
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
It does say he has an injunction hold.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know if
Oh, injunction to be served. I see that.
he does have a detainer for an injunction. I don't know if that's already been served on him or if it
Can
will be.
PTR tell us?
It has not yet been served.
Do you know when it will be?
Once he's in the release lobby, once he's released, then the deputies will serve it on him.
All right. What says the state as to pretrial release?
Your Honor, state has no objection.
I'm sorry, what?
I have no objection. It's a DUI. I don't believe it was with property damage, so he has no objection to PCR.
All right, sir, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place you on straight pretrial release and not require you to post a monetary bond. I'm doing that partially because of your service to our country. But I need you to understand, you can't drive without a license, you can't drink. If you possess or consume alcohol, you'll be violated and brought straight to jail. You understand that? Because you're going to be randomly tested. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this court is giving you every chance I can give you, but now it's up to you. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Ernest Garrett III.
All right, we saw you yesterday. You're here in 21 CF 6398. Let me ask Ms. May what the state came up with.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, please.
I was able to obtain a supplement and a
Thank you.
substantiate the sale and delivery charges.
All right, I'm going to need a minute to read this, so give me a minute, sir. Ms. George, did you read this?
Yes, Your Honor, I was reading it right now.
All right, sir, I read the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause for the charges against you. Does either attorney have thoughts on bond?
Your Honor, I would just ask for bond that is in keeping with the bond schedule. I don't believe what is currently set is what is generally seen for a sale and delivery of methamphetamine.
What was already set?
I'm sorry?
You said you don't believe what was there is standard?
Yes, Your Honor, what it came in was 1,000, which is generally just for a possession.
It is, but do you think that's because of the facts?
That's what I was about to argue, Your Honor.
I think,
He sold it appears a Molly, not a huge
to
amount.
his friend for a couple bucks that he's driving around in the car with a baby.
I ain't so.
Your Honor, based on that, I would just ask that you stay the $1,000 bond. We're not talking about a huge amount of drugs, Your Honor.
Respectfully, it doesn't have to be a huge amount to be.
It doesn't. Hold on, Ms. May, let me ask you a question. His history, does he have a history of selling drugs or just possession? I know I saw possession, I don't recall if I saw sale.
I think he has a significant history of possession. many different kinds of substances. I don't believe there is a history of sale and delivery, at least not that is placed on the face sheet. He does, however, have a failure to appear history as well. And I believe we saw him yesterday on
Yeah, we did.
I believe it was a failure to appear also for drugs.
Was there no bond on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 on the sale or delivery.
Are you going to stay count 2 at 500 and count 3 at 500?
Yes, I am. Sir, hold on, we're not done. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You can't have contact with any known drug dealers. You understand that? I can't hear you. You're not allowed to have contact with the co-defendant who was in the car with you. Do you understand that? All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Everly?
You're here in 21 CF 6468, charged with false imprisonment, dating violence, and battery dating violence. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause. However thin.
Your Honor, she does qualify for pretrial release. Given that she has no criminal history, I would just ask that you place her on pretrial release. Looks like she is employed full-time with New Morris in Oviedo. So she has the ties here to the community, so I just ask that you place her on pretrial release.
Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. With special conditions, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can't call him on the phone, send a text, social media. Don't talk to him at all. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. This is your home, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And he does not live there?
He does not.
According to the probable cause affidavit, he doesn't. So I'm not going to restrict her from going back there, but don't go to his house because you can't have contact with him. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name. No, just tell me your name. You don't have to raise your hand. Wait, what?
Rivaldo Jean Francois, Your Honor.
All right, you're here in 21 CF 6449, charged with criminal mischief, battery domestic violence, and assault domestic violence. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Does, Ms. George, do you wish to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, I would just ask for a reasonable bond. I don't think he qualifies for any type of pretrial release, and,
He does. I'm not inclined to do it, but he qualifies.
oh, I didn't see, oh, maybe I had a,
This is, we skipped one. Okay, we'll go back to Gonzalez.
I was looking at the wrong one.
Right, I figured you were looking at the one.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on the facts, I'm hesitant to do that, but I was giving you the opportunity to convince me.
Yes, Your Honor, I would argue for pretrial release. My client is employed full-time. It looks like his last failure to appear was in 2018. Looks like that based on his criminal history, he has a driving while license suspended. Looks like a grand theft, but non-violent history. So I ask that you take all of that into consideration, and if you are not inclined to place him on straight pretrial release, that you lower the bond amount and place him on pretrial release and then give him a bond.
What says the state?
Your Honor, state would object to PTR. If you're otherwise inclined to put him on PTR, I'd ask for bond in conjunction with PTR. The basis of my objection to the PTR is the officer notes that he was extremely uncooperative on scene. Also in regards to the written agreement regarding the children and that he would beat her if she did not sign the agreement regarding the children. I don't believe he's a good candidate, given the facts in this case and his overall being uncooperative with law enforcement when they arrived on scene.
Your Honor, I would argue that he did state to the officer that the alleged victim willingly signed the document. So I would just ask that you take all of that into consideration. And if he violates the pre-trial release conditions, he'll be brought back here and held at no bond, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release, and I'm also going to require that you post monetary bonds in this case. But I'm going to reduce it. Your bond on count 1 will be $500. Counts 2 and 3 will be $100 each. With special conditions, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You can't call her on the phone. You can't send a message through friends or family members. You can't say, well, because of the kids, I get to talk to you. You understand you cannot.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll also order that you must comply with any plans set in place by DCF. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Yes.
All right, I'm ordering that you're not allowed to return to this residence except one time with law enforcement to gather your belongings.
Yes, but she moved to her mom's house.
How do you know that?
She had already packed up her stuff and moved.
I believe it stated it in the arrest affidavit that she was gathering her items, Your Honor.
He told her she had 20 minutes to pack her belongings and get out of the house.
Right, it says he told her she had 20 minutes to pack her belongings and get out of the house. That's when he grabbed the cell phones, and that's when he said, I have this written agreement, and if you don't sign it, I'm going to beat you. So I don't know that she's out of the house, so you can't live there. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I would just ask that if he goes one time with law enforcement and she's not there and her belongings are gone, that he's able to stay.
And also, I can also go to my
I can't hear you. Get closer to the microphone.
I can also go to my family place where I used to stay at before I moved in with her.
Oh, so he has somewhere else to live, Your Honor, his family's place, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
Okay. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. All right, so we have to go back to Gonzalez. He refused. That's case number 21 CF 6469. I find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today in court. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. There is probable cause in this case. His bond will be $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2, $100 on counts 3 and 4 each. He's not allowed to possess or consume controlled substances, have any contact with the victim. He's not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition, must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings if needed. No contact with any known drug dealers. Please tell me your name.
Austin Maddox.
You're here in 21 CF 6470, charged with false imprisonment, dating violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $5,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't call her on the phone, send a text message, contact her through social media, nothing. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to order that you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Wait. Appeared to be under the influence of unknown substances. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Can I speak to the public defender?
Yes.
So, all right.
Please tell me your name.
Yasmin Ahmad.
21 3714. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case.
Your Honor,
Does the state have any objection to pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can't have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
May you explain that, please, Your Honor?
Yes, you can't call him on the phone, send a text message, send a message through friends or family, or contact on social media. No contact at all. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. I'll order that you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings if necessary.
Excuse me, Your Honor, he has a victim.
Oh, he is here. Sir, do you wish to testify?
Yes.
Please leave your mask on and raise your right hand to be sworn. Sorry, we have to leave him on.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'm sorry?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
To be honest, I don't really want her to be here.
Hold on. I need you to answer the question.
Yeah.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
Oh,
truth?
yes.
Yes, okay. Put your hand down. First, before you say anything, I'm going to let the state attorney ask you some questions, and that might get out the information that you want to tell me.
Go ahead.
Good morning. Can you please state your name for the record?
Forbes Joseph.
And what is your relationship to Miss Ahmad?
I am her husband.
Okay. Are you afraid of her?
No.
Do you want to have contact with her?
Yes.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
If anything like this ever happened in the future, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Yes.
And do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in this incident?
No.
All right, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
Your Honor.
All right, sir, was there anything else you wanted to tell the court?
I do want to have contact with my wife because I have kids with her, and I don't think she's supposed to be here. It's just misunderstanding. That's all. And if you guys could just let her out as soon as possible, that's good for me.
Can the attorneys please approach? Thank you, sir. You can stay right there. All right. Thank you for your testimony here today. At this time, I'm going to modify my orders, and I'm going to allow you to have peaceful contact with your husband. But do you understand what peaceful contact means?
Could you please explain that, Your Honor?
Yes, no yelling, you can't lose your temper, no hitting, no throwing things. It's no hostile contact. Everything has to be peaceful. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right. So I'm not going to order maintain separate residences based on the testimony here today.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to allow you to go back to the residence. Just, you need to be aware that you're the person who has everything at risk right now. You understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
You're gonna maintain the no weapons, firearms, and ammunition?
Yes. All right. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Omar Aziz, the Jesus.
21MM 336AW. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Does the state object to pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir. With special conditions, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You understand what no contact means? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you all living together?
Can I speak?
Yes.
So he was staying with us. The meantime,
Okay, so is he still staying at that at your house?
no, he's with his wife now in St. Cloud.
Okay. So what I'm going to order is that you must maintain a separate residence from the victim, which shouldn't be a problem because he doesn't live with you. But what that means is if you get out and you go home and he's there, you need to leave.
Okay. I have one question.
Yes.
You said something about no arms. I just want to say, I have like a shotgun. It's like,
You can't have it right now.
I know, but so what should I do? Give it to like somebody I know to put it away, or
Miss George,
I just?
what do you think?
You know.
Yeah, you can't give it to them because you can't pick it up and hand it to a friend. Then you're possessing it.
Okay.
Your Honor,
But it's like in
it
the
has
house,
to,
but like.
generally you give them to law enforcement for safekeeping until the pending case is done.
So I can order him to surrender it to law enforcement within 48 hours of release? All right. Sir, what I'm going to order is that you must surrender it to law enforcement within 48 hours of your release.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Any other conditions the state would request?
Your Honor, I believe you did separate residences, but not a one-time return.
But he lives there,
If the other person's there, though?
but he doesn't live there. It's not his wife. It's an
Okay.
extended family member. So that's why I didn't do one-time return because I don't think that'll be an issue.
Okay.
I guess I'll say it if it is. Okay, so here's what I'll say. If you get out and he's at your house, you have to leave, but then I'll allow you to return one time with law enforcement to gather belongings, but that shouldn't be an issue.
No, because he's with his.
Right.
St. Cloud.
Right. Okay, good luck, sir. Thank you, Ms. May.
I just didn't want him stuck in case.
Right, just in case, Please tell me your name.
Mia Cordero.
21MM106, you're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Sir, do you wish to testify?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, happy God?
I do.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Justin Pile, Pile.
All right, sir, put your hand down. I'm going to let the state ask you some questions.
Good morning, sir. Can you please state your relationship to Miss Cordell?
Yeah, she's my fiance.
Okay. Approximately how long have you known her?
4 years, I believe.
Okay. Are you afraid of her?
No.
Do you want to have contact with her?
Yes.
And has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
If anything like this ever happens in the future, are you willing to call 911?
Yes.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in this incident?
No. I believe it or not, it's a emergency contraceptive hormone, Plan B.
Gotcha. Okay.
She took it, and it makes her upset and hormonally unbalanced.
Understood. She does qualify for PTR, meaning that she could be released without paying a monetary bond. Is that something that's okay with you?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir, for your testimony here today. You can stay right there. At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release, ma'am. You can look at me. With special conditions, I'm going to allow you to have contact with the victim, but it must be peaceful. So no hostile contact. You understand? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
All right, based on the testimony here today, I'm also going to allow you to return back to the residence, but you're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition.
Yes.
Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Good luck. Please tell me your name. 21MM335AW. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. At this time, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Does either of you wish to testify here this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Whoever wants to testify, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Mia Cordero, Cordero.
All right, the state's going to ask you some questions, ma'am.
Good morning. Can you please state your relationship to Miss Cordero?
She's my mother.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Do you want to have contact with her?
Yes.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
If anything like this ever occurred in the future, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Yes.
And do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in this incident?
No.
Do you live in the same household as Miss Cordero?
Yes.
Would you feel comfortable with her coming home?
Yes.
And I believe she qualifies for a program that's called PTR, meaning she could get out of jail without paying money to get out of jail. Is that something that is okay with you?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Sir, do you wish to testify?
No, Your Honor.
Actually, I have a couple of questions for you. Who are you and why are you here?
My name is Francisco Cordero. I'm the husband and I'm the father.
Your Honor, Miss Mia Cordero is a minor. She's 17.
Okay, I understand. Thank you. All right, ma'am. At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. With special conditions, I'll allow you to have peaceful contact with the victim. Do you understand what peaceful contact means?
Yes.
No hostile contact.
Yes.
All right, I'll also allow you to return to the residence based on the testimony of the victim here today. But you're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Thank you both for coming. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was PTR, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Quadir Daniels.
21MM212. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Does the state have prior convictions of violence?
One second, Your Honor. I believe his record was sealed. I have a 2009 BAT DV that was no billed. It was a juvenile case.
Who was the victim? What I need to know is if it was the same
Not the same
victim.
victim, Your Honor.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
I believe he had a 2010 juvenile Burke structure and grand theft. He had a 20 mm bat DV that was no billed due to the victim being unwilling to prosecute. That was Miss Blue. Which would be a different victim. The victim in this case is Amber Jackson. That's all the violent history I have, Your Honor. There's other cases, but that's what I have that is violent.
Your bond in this case is going to be $2,500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you two living together? You have to answer out loud.
All right, yes, ma'am, I was.
All right, you can't at this time. I'll order you must maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll also order you're not allowed to have any contact with any of the witnesses in this case. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Richard Figueroa Caratini.
Sir, do you wish to testify today?
Yes.
And you need Spanish interpreter?
Uh-huh.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter, previously sworn.
Good morning, sir. I have a witness here in court who needs your assistance, so please do not connect to the headset.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're here in 21 MM 3708. Richard Figueroa Caratini is here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And now I need the interpreter service. If you can ask if he would like to testify, please.
¿Usted quisiera testiguar en el día de hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha para ser juramentado.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y solamente la verdad en el día de hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Por favor, díganos su nombre para que conste en las actas y por favor, deletree su apellido.
José Collazo.
Jose Collazo, Collazo.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
Gracias, puede bajar la mano.
The prosecutor is going to ask you some questions.
La fiscal le va a hacer a usted algunas preguntas.
Good morning, sir. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Figueroa Caratini?
Sí,
Señora, ¿me puede relatar su relación con el señor Figueroa Caratini?
él ha sido mi pareja durante 18 años.
He's been my partner for the last 18 years.
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
¿Usted lo teme?
No.
No.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
¿Algo semejante ha sucedido anteriormente?
No, nunca.
No, never.
Do you want to have contact with him?
¿Usted desea tener contacto con él?
Sí.
Yes.
If anything like this ever occurred in the future, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Si algo semejante volviera a suceder en el futuro, ¿usted se sentiría cómodo en llamar al 911?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in this incident?
¿Usted cree que drogas o alcohol contribuyó a este incidente?
No.
No.
And he qualifies for a program called PTR, meaning that he could get out of jail without paying a monetary bond. Is that something that sounds okay to you?
Y él reúne requisitos para un programa de libertad provisional donde él puede recibir su libertad sin pagar, tener que pagar una fianza monetaria. ¿Eso le parece adecuado a usted?
No lo entendí.
I don't understand.
It's a program where he'd be able to get out of jail without paying a monetary bond.
Es un programa en el que él pudiera recibir su libertad sin tener que pagar una fianza financiera.
Sí, él vive conmigo. Yo deseo que él vuelva a la casa conmigo.
Yes, he lives with me and I wish for him to return home with me.
All right, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Gracias a todo lo que tengo.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias, caballero.
Gracias.
And if you can continue the interpretation, because what I'd like to do is make the bond conditions, and I want to be sure that the victim also understands the conditions.
Certainly, Your Honor.
All right, sir, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with some special conditions.
Sí, en este momento lo voy a colocar a usted en el programa de libertad provisional con condiciones especiales.
Based on the testimony here today, I will allow you to have peaceful contact with the victim.
Basado en el testimonio que acabo de escuchar en el día de hoy, voy a permitirle que tenga contacto tranquilo, pasivo con la víctima.
Do you understand what peaceful contact means?
¿Usted entiende lo que quiere decir pasivo?
All right, you're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition.
No se le permite portar armas de fuego, armas blancas o municiones.
You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol or any controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens.
No se le permite ingerir o portar alcohol o drogas a que no sea que usted tenga una receta válida y usted será sometido a pruebas de orina al azar.
Any other conditions the state would request?
Your Honor,
Otras condiciones que pide la fiscalía.
I believe there is an allegation that he does take medication for a particular psychiatric thing. I would just ask that he comply with his prescribed medications.
Señoría, hay una alegación de que él ingiere un medicamento para su condición psicológica y solamente le pido que usted ordene que él siga en cumplimiento de ese medicamento.
I will order that you take all prescriptions as prescribed by your physicians.
Le ordeno que usted siga tomando todos los medicamentos que le han recetado según le ha indicado su doctor.
You understand?
¿Entiende usted?
All right, good luck, sir. Good luck. Thank you for coming today, sir.
Buena suerte y gracias por comparecer, caballero.
Right, can we bring that one in now? All right, I need one more, I need your assistance in
Your
one
Honor.
more case.
Certainly, Your Honor. Can I get a confirmation of the spelling of the last name of this last defendant, either by yourself or the clerk, please?
I don't have it anymore.
It is.
Was it Caratini?
Yes, Caratini.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Caballero, por favor, dígame su nombre.
I don't need it yet. Hold on, let me get this part. What's your name, sir? All right. You're here in 21 MM 176. And now I need the interpreter for the rest of this hearing. Thank you. Ma'am, do you wish to testify today?
Señora, ¿desea atestiguar en el día de hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha para que le den el juramento.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y solamente la verdad de Dios?
Sí.
Yes.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Por favor, díganos su nombre para que conste en las actas y después deletree su apellido.
Hilda Marlene Chévere Negrón, C-H-E.
Señorita, despacito, por favor, lo tengo que anotar. Hilda
Marlene Chévere Negrón.
Hilda Marlene Chéveres Negrón.
All right, I'm going to let the prosecutor ask you some questions.
Voy a permitirle a la fiscalía que le haga usted unas preguntas.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Ocasio de Jesus?
Señorita, buenos días. ¿Nos puede dar la relación suya al señor Ocasio de Jesús?
Bueno, soy su expareja.
Well, I'm his ex-partner.
Are you the subject of an injunction?
¿Usted es la persona involucrada en una orden de alejamiento?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you afraid of Mr. Ocasio de Jesus?
¿Usted teme al señor Ocasio de Jesús?
No.
No.
And it is still true you do not want to have contact with him?
¿Y aún es cierto que usted no desea tener contacto con él?
Correcto.
Correct.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in his recent violation?
¿Usted cree que las drogas o alcohol contribuyó a su incumplimiento reciente?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Gracias. Todo lo que tengo, su señoría.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
La defensa quiere preguntarnos, su señoría.
Thank you, ma'am, for coming and for your testimony.
¿Podría decir
Gracias
algo?
por comparecer por su testimonio. May I say something else?
Yes.
Sí, diga.
¿Habría alguna manera que ustedes le puedan dar un trato que él pueda salir porque él tiene un buen trabajo y tiene una niña pequeña a la cual yo quiero que él siga pasándole child support, aunque no es mía?
Well, is there any way that you can work something out so he can get out? Because he has a good job and I don't want him to lose it. He has a small child that I want him to pay child support for, even though the child is not mine.
No, he was arrested for violating a condition of pretrial release. A warrant was issued for his arrest by another judge, and no bond is authorized.
No, él incumplió las condiciones de libertad prejuicial, se metió una orden de arresto a nombre de él mediante otro juez y en este momento él no tiene fianza.
So at this time, sir, you'll be held with no bond.
Así es que en este momento él será detenido sin fianza.
Your attorney can file a motion in front of the trial judge to get a bond, but I cannot do that today.
Su abogado puede tener una moción con el juez de su caso para pedir fianza, pero eso no lo podemos hacer en el día de hoy.
However, even while you're in custody, you cannot have contact with her. Do you understand?
Pero aún siendo detenido, usted no se le permite tener contacto con ella, ¿usted entiende?
I see that you're nodding your head, but we're making a record and I need you to answer out loud.
Necesito que conteste voz alta, caballero.
All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Oh, wait, he has an attorney. Wait, come back, sir. Do you have an attorney? Is it an attorney that you hired or is it a public defender?
He's an attorney that I hired. But
Jessica Travis, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm not going to appoint the public defender's office in this case then. So call your attorney. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck. And I believe that's all we need from the interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. And before we disconnect, can I kindly confirm your name, Judge? I don't have a visual on you. I'm unable to see who you are.
Judge Gibson,
Thank you, Judge. Have a good morning.
you as well. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Please tell me your name. 21MM3711. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. What says the state as to pretrial release?
Your Honor, given that she otherwise qualifies, state has no objection, and we don't have victim input here today. I believe the alleged battery are punches, one that hit him in the eye. State has no objection.
You said no objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
You live in Georgia?
And I believe the victim lives here, Your Honor.
Was?
I believe the victim lives here.
And then left?
I believe Mr. Walker lives here.
Oh, lives here. I thought you said he was here.
No, he lives here.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Gallivan lives in Georgia.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can't have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. All right, you're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You don't live here, so I'm not ordering maintain separate residence. I'll also order you must comply with any plans set in place by DCF. You're not allowed to possess a weapon. Did I say that?
Yes.
Firearm or ammunition? All right. And I'll allow her to return to Georgia. Good luck. 21MM 3739, battery, domestic violence. I'll appoint the public defender's office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. There is probable cause in this case. She doesn't qualify for pretrial release. Her bond will be $500 with special conditions: no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence, allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings, no firearms, ammunitions, or weapons of any kind.
You said that was bond or PTR?
No, she doesn't qualify for PTR.
We didn't get to interview her. They took her off the floor by medical.
Oh. All right, if she qualifies for pretrial release, I'll authorize that or the $500 bond. All right, any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
No contact with any witnesses. Please tell me your name.
Nancy Lowe.
21MM 3710. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You two were not living together, right?
Oh, ma'am.
All right, so I'll order that you maintain a separate residence, which should be easy if you weren't living together. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Justin Montgomery.
21MM 3746, you're here charged with battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. He doesn't qualify for pretrial release. Do we know why?
Let me check.
I show he has no criminal history.
I think he's going back to Ohio, Your Honor.
Yeah, I live out of state, Your Honor.
But other people who live out of state qualify.
But it looks like he refused to provide some contact information.
You didn't want to answer the questions they were asking you?
What was the questions?
I don't know, I wasn't there. But the note says that you refused to provide emergency contact information and refused to answer some questions.
And I guess there was no contact with the victim, so like we couldn't verify nothing. But I mean, if you want to, bond or.
Why didn't you answer the questions?
I thought he was, because I was down here and I figured I didn't have an emergency contact except for my wife, who the issue was concerning. So-
Your Honor, state would just ask that you set bond, given that he is from out of state and was non-compliant with PTR.
Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Sam Pearson.
21MM 3744. You're here charged with battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Any objection to pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You can't have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't, I'm sorry?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You cannot possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Any other conditions the state would request?
Did you say maintain a separate residence?
Yes, maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings.
I don't know if it's relevant, but I'm also out of state. I live in California.
He stays in Ohio, California, I'm sorry.
It says on the paperwork, for some reason, my driver's license says Florida, but I'm from California.
But it doesn't. You're from California? You were here on vacation?
I'm here for my cousin's wedding.
Is your wife going to the wedding?
We were. She is gonna be, she will be there at the wedding.
You can't have any contact with her. So you can't go together, and if you see her there, you can't talk to her.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that sounds weird, but at this time, I can't allow you to have contact.
I understand.
All right. Then what I'll order is that you're only allowed to return to the Grove Resort one time with law enforcement to gather belongings, but you can't stay there now.
No, I understand.
Okay.
And he's allowed to go back to California?
Yes.
My parents, I think, already grabbed my whole family's out here, but they
Okay,
already
so
grabbed my stuff, so.
if you don't have to go back, don't.
Okay,
But I'm allowing you one time to do it if you need to. They may have trespassed you, I don't know. The resort.
okay, understood.
All right. Good luck, sir.
This one too?
All right, go ahead. What? Please tell me your name.
Lucas Salazar.
21MM3734, you're here charged with domestic violence battery and domestic violence assault. We're trying to get your attorney on the phone. This is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line?
Your Honor, this is Attorney Mark Germain.
All right, Counselor, it's really difficult to hear you. If we're on speaker, you might want to take us off. Or Bluetooth.
Okay. Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
It's okay. It's the sound system here. It's not great, so you just have to speak loudly. Sir, look at me, please. Mr. Germain, do you represent Lucas Salazar?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. He's here, and we have a witness here who I'm going to address at this time, unless you have anything you want to take up with the court before I speak with the witness.
No, ma'am. I'll hear from the witness as well.
I can't hear you.
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Ma'am, do you wish to testify?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Alexandra Bernardi, Brunottie.
All right, state you may inquire.
Your Honor, may I stay seated just for purposes?
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Salazar?
Even my boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend,
Approximately how long have you known him?
a year.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Yes.
Approximately how long ago would you say the last time was, other than this incident?
5 days?
Okay. Do you want to have contact with him?
No. I filed for an injunction.
I can't hear you. I need you to get closer.
No, I filed for an injunction.
All right.
Are you afraid of him?
Yes.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in this incident?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And if anything like this ever occurred in the future, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Germain, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Judge, not at this time. I don't.
All right, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You can stay right there.
Your Honor, one more question, if you don't mind.
Yes?
I'm sure you've heard us talking about it. He does qualify for pretrial release, meaning he would be supervised, but he would be able to get out of jail with no bond. Is that something that is okay with you?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, did you have any follow-up questions, Mr. Germain?
No, Judge, not at this time.
All right, do you wish to be heard on bond, counselor?
Yes, Judge. As the state mentioned, my client doesn't have any prior history. I know that she testified about something that may or may not have happened that there is no record of. So I'm asking that the court release him on pretrial release, if not a $500 bond.
All right, state, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, Your Honor, we have no objection to the no contact. I'd emphasize to my client that, to listen to those conditions when you announce them as well, and to contact me as soon as he gets out of jail. His mother I've been speaking to, and as soon as he gets out, he needs to contact her.
All right, does the state have any argument?
Yes, Your Honor. Given the victim's testimony here today, state would object to PTR. I understand that he otherwise qualifies and he does have at least no recognizable criminal history. But given the victim's testimony, this does seem like an ongoing volatile situation. She testified that the last situation before this one was 5 days. So state would object to PTR and ask for a bond. However, if Your Honor is inclined to put him on PTR, state would ask for a bond in conjunction with that PTR.
All right, ma'am, you're raising your hand. Do you have something else you wish to say?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
There was an incident that the cops had come to the house where he had split my lip. And I decided not to press charges. I had made sure that he had gotten out of it. But there has been other instances where we have had the cops intervene. Also, I am worried about him still owning a key and a key fob, or the fob to get into my apartment. And I already have placed all of his belongings into his car, so they are not in my house. So there's no reason for him to go in my home at all.
All right, thank you. Anything further, Mr. Germain?
Nothing further, Judge. I just asked for the court to allow in the order a one-time return. If there is anything else, obviously with law enforcement, but even before he does that, I'll speak to him about that. And if there is nothing else in the home, I don't see any reason for him to use that one-time return. But I'd prefer not to have to come back in front of the court to ask for that. It's a standard procedure, especially with law enforcement, since they were living together and some of his belongings may still be there. As though, she did testify that she had done that, but I don't have any proof of that yet. So I'd ask this to include it in the order. My advice is going to be to not return if we get everything. And in addition, I can get the key fob and the key and return it to her or mail it to her if she's concerned about that, obviously because there's going to be no contact.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond. I'll reduce that amount. So your bond on count 1 will be $500, and on count 2, it will just be $100. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, I do.
You can't call her on the phone, you can't send a text message, you can't send a message through friends or family, or contact her on social media. No contact at all. You understand?
I do.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. I will order you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. Ma'am, what that means is, I understand what you told the court today, and I believe you, but if there is anything else of his that is not in the car, he can coordinate with law enforcement to come back one time, but he can't come back without them. So law enforcement will contact you about that. All right, you understand? Okay. I don't see, there's no drugs or alcohol alleged in this incident. Is that correct, Ms. May?
I don't see any within the affidavit, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Not at this time.
Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Good luck. Mr. Germain?
Yes, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Actually, I want to get him back. I want to change one thing. Wait, can you get the victim back in here too? I just want to add one thing.
Okay.
It's a standard condition, Mr. Germain. It's not anything that'll surprise you.
No problem. And like I said, Judge, I'm going to try to avoid the one-time return if we can. But I appreciate you putting it in there, obviously,
Yes.
because I don't want to take any more court's time to have to come back.
Right, it seems wise to avoid it, but I understand, so that's why I ordered it. I'm also going to add to my order that you're not allowed to be within 1,000 feet of her residence or her place of employment. Do you understand that?
I do. She's not employed.
All right, if she gets a job, you can't go within 1,000 feet of her job. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, thank you, good luck.
And, Your Honor, just the one exception is he does return with law enforcement.
Yes, that's the one exception. One time, he can be there with law enforcement only.
Okay.
All right, good
I
luck.
have one extra question, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Last night, his attorney had called me and asked for information. Is that, like, normal? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
That's normal, but you can refuse to speak to anyone that you want.
Okay.
What I'll do is I can't give you any legal advice, but the state attorney, assistant state attorney is going to give you a card and you can talk to them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck. Thank you, Mr. Germain.
And thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. I really appreciate you allowing me to appear electronically.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Please tell me your, oh, hold on. Please tell me your name.
Scott.
21MM3712. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, she does qualify for pretrial release. Given the lack of criminal history, I would just ask for straight pretrial release.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor. State would just ask for the condition of no alcohol, as it was alleged in the affidavit.
All right, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages. You'll be subject to random alcohol screens. I'll order you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you may not coordinate that with him. Do you understand that? Any other conditions the state would request?
Yes, Your Honor, she stated during the interview that her alternate address, if there was a maintained separate residence, that she was going to go stay with her mother in New Mexico. Are you going to allow her to go out of state?
I'll allow that. All right, good luck, ma'am. Who? Defense attorney? Do we have a link for that? But how do I get the link in here? Yeah, because I don't know how to. I have Gladys Wajuli. Is that your name? Oh, it's not? All right, that's next. So let's address this one. This is 21 MM 334. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Sir, do you wish to testify?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Orville Thompson, Thompson.
All right, I'm going to let the state ask you some questions.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Can you please state your relationship to the defendant?
She's my girlfriend.
And approximately how long have you known her?
15 years.
And has anything like this ever happened before?
Yes.
Approximately how long ago would you say the last time was, other than this incident?
About a year.
Okay, thank you. Are you afraid of her?
No.
Do you want to have contact with her?
Yes.
Are you willing to call 911 if anything ever like this happened again?
Yes.
And do you believe drugs or alcohol played a part in this incident?
Yes. Can I say something on that though?
Of course.
Yes. She's not a bad person, but when she drinks, she don't know how to control herself. So I would seek if she could get help with that, which I'm trying to get her help with that.
Understood. No more questions, Your Honor. State
All right,
would ask
thank
for a
you.
condition of no alcohol.
Thank you. Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. You can stay right there.
Your Honor, I do see arrest history regarding battery DVs. I'm going to look up to see if it's the same victim.
Why doesn't she qualify for pretrial release?
I'm guessing they took into the factor of the RA score, criminal histories. It came up with like the assessment results, which is high. And then I guess they couldn't make any verifications, so.
I mean, we have people with lengthy criminal histories who qualify, and I keep asking, how does that qualify? And you always tell me it does.
The charge, but it's always at like whoever, like where it says certified by, whoever the CCO who did the record, is at their discretion.
Your Honor, state would just point to, the history does point to an 11 misdemeanor non-arrest battery DV with the same victim and a 2019 misdemeanor bat DV with the same victim.
All right, ma'am, your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Okay. I'll order that you must maintain a separate residence at this time. I'll allow one time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, she lives with me. I take care of her. Or she's not gonna have to be at my residence.
I understand,
And I
sir.
have to, and also I'm going to have to bail her out.
You don't have to.
But I have to. I'm not gonna leave her here.
Well, hold on. You don't have to. You can if you want to, but you're not required to. And let me tell you why I ordered it that way. Just reading these facts and then with the state giving me the prior history information, it sounds to me like maybe a little break might be good for both of you. Take a breath, maybe no drinking, calm down. So this order is in place until another judge changes it, but it's not forever. It's just for a time.
All right.
Yes, Ms. George, what were you gonna say?
That's what I was gonna say. We could always change it.
Right, so her attorney can file a motion in front of the trial judge to change that contact order if you want contact with her, and that judge can even let her return to the home. I'm just trying to give both of you a little space, a little time off to maybe cool off, and then when you come back together, maybe there can be some different behaviors. Okay?
Okay, so he can still bond me out though?
He can, but he doesn't have to. That's up to him.
And I can get my stuff today?
your stuff at the house. That depends on whether law enforcement can meet you there today. I don't know how much notice they need. So you'll have to contact law enforcement and coordinate that return with law enforcement. Do you understand?
Yeah, call the cops first, and then when they agree.
Right. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
All right, good luck to both of you. Thank you for coming, sir. So I'm not supposed to click anything, it's supposed to just come up, but Judge Bain just tried the link and it wasn't working. So I don't know if it's gonna work. Right, because I don't know if it's gonna work today. Oh, the attorney needs to use Chrome and not Explorer. Are you Timothy Diaz? Right, no, Chrome works, not Explorer. I don't know. Yes, can you turn it on? Let's see. It's the first day we're using it. We're trying to figure it out now. Oh, there's something on. But that's the same as that one, so I don't know. No, the attorney is going to call in, but they're using a link. No, they said I don't. I don't know. Ms. May, can we do these two 33-day motions while we wait?
Of course. I believe there's 4 total.
Are you missing? We not? Is it our fault?
They're working on it right now. All right, how about Jackson, 21 CF 4881?
Notice and on filing.
Baumgartner, 21 CF 3153?
Filed this morning.
Oh, I only have 2. You said you have 4.
There's 2 add-ons.
Reed, 21 CF 4955?
Filed yesterday.
And Tyler, 21 CF 3712?
Notice and on filing.
All right. Is he still trying? Okay. Can we bring in the next defendant while we're waiting to see if we can get the technology to work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry, we'll bring you right back in. We won't forget. I just, I don't know how long this will take. Please tell me your name.
Dana McCrank.
21 CT 62. You're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of driving while license suspended. The bond authorized is $2,000, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed by the state of a withhold credit time served. I did speak with Ms. McCrink, and she does want to accept the state's offer here today. I went over all the rights she would be giving up. She understands those rights.
I understand your position regarding the withhold, state conveyed withhold due to the enhanceable nature of the offense. She doesn't have any prior dwellises, but I understand Your Honor would likely like to withhold or
She has
adjudicate.
an extensive criminal history, many, many convictions. So why would the court withhold adjudication?
Your Honor, I would just ask that, given the fact that it is enhanceable, that you take that into consideration. I already went through the consequences of racking up too many driving while license suspended charges, and that it's enhanceable. She understands. She wants to get her license. So I just ask that you take that into consideration.
All right, I'll think about that while I qualify the plea. Ms. McCrink, please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You heard what Ms. George just said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty or no contest?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights? Did she sign a plea form?
I have one. I just need to have her sign.
Okay. Look at that form, ma'am. It explains the rights that Ms. George explained to you already, but I want you to review it. Tell me if you have any questions.
I cannot read it. I have no contacts or glasses in.
Okay, I understand.
I went over them, Your Honor.
Okay.
All the rights she would be giving up. She understood those.
And you understand that if you're on probation anywhere, including Pennsylvania, this plea could violate that?
I'm not.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
I am. I have not been in trouble in 12 years.
Well, according to our record, you have an active warrant in Pennsylvania for failing to appear for a traffic offense. So that will probably affect your ability to get a valid Florida license as well. So you're going to want to talk to your attorney about that because that might prevent you from getting a license here. You
Okay.
understand that?
Does that prevent me from getting out?
No. It says they won't extradite. Has it been served on her?
No, we can't serve it on her if they won't extradite her. Come get her.
So it won't prevent you from being released. Now, I don't know if you have anything else that's holding you. It doesn't look like it.
I don't.
Okay, so then it won't prevent you from being released, but it could prevent you from getting a license. So you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that driving while license suspended is enhanceable, which means after your third conviction, the state can file it as a felony.
Ma'am, I don't even want to drive. I really don't. After this experience, I've been 18 days in jail, and I don't even have no desire to drive. I don't even want to be a passenger in a car. I just want to go home and go
I understand.
to my job.
But you do understand that. I want to make sure you do, because this may or may not count as your first conviction, so,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. And you don't have any more questions for me about the rights you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of driving while license suspended with knowledge?
No contest?
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will withhold the adjudication. I'll sentence you to credit time served for the 18 days, is that right?
She only served 2 days on this case.
Oh, 2 days that you've been in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Good luck.
Does that mean I'm being released? I don't understand.
Yes, I gave you credit for the time that you've been in jail.
Okay.
But it's not 18 days. According to the records, it's 2. On withholds for Dwillis, do we need to do that? I don't think so, no.
You're good.
Good luck, ma'am. What happened to Jeremiah Ledesma? All right, 20 CT 1199,
Your Honor, oh, did you appoint us? I'm sorry.
121 CT 1, oh, that's 1199. That's the arraignment. There's a capias. I'm going to appoint your office. He has a bond of $4,000.
I'm going to waive, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Mental health. And then in the Osceola case, 2000, it's 20612. It's a violation of probation with no bond. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office in that one too.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And then Kenya Hernandez bonded.
what's the booking number, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
They bonded?
Bonded. And then I have some arraignments. I thought we did those earlier.
We only did move up arraignments.
They're what? Oh, but when the other clerks are here, they want to do the arraignments at the beginning.
I think they were like,
Are any of them not here? Are they all present?
No, we have.
Okay, hold on. 21MM320, Ms. George, your office represents him.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive and enter plea not guilty.
Division 81.
Division 81 pretrial conference is July 2nd, 9 a.m., courtroom 4E.
Sanchez.
21MM3044, Ms. George, your office represents her as well.
Yes, I'll waive and enter plea not guilty, Your Honor.
Hold on. Video conference?
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
Ah,
Hello.
I can see you. Can you see us? Someone?
We cannot. Hold on, maybe I gotta click on that. No, I can't see you, but I can hear you.
All right, hold on 1 second while you figure that out. Let me finish this other case. This is a Division 83. It's Rachel Sanchez.
Don't worry. It's okay.
No, we skipped it. Yes. Sorry, I know you were doing two things at once. Sorry.
Division 83 pretrial conference is July 12th at 9 a.m., courtroom 6C.
All right. Well, now that we have him, let's go ahead and do Mr. Diaz's case. All right, Counselor, can you hear us still?
I can. Is this Your Honor?
Yes, this is Judge Gibson. How are you today?
I'm good, Judge. How are you?
Excellent. Sorry for the confusion. You're the first one we're doing this with, so
First time I've done it too on this program.
great. Well, I appreciate your patience and your clients. He's been very patient in the courtroom. We had to move him back and do some other people. So this is 2017 CT 5076. Mr. Diaz, you're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for trial on a charge of driving under the influence. At this time, there's no bond authorized on this capias. And actually, Counselor, I didn't have you put your appearance on record if you can do that.
Certainly, Judge. Robert W. Rollins, 227 Seabreeze Boulevard, Daytona Beach, Florida.
All right, thank you. Because it's a capias signed by another judge, I can't change that bond. So your attorney's going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge in order to get a bond on this.
And Judge, we have filed one. I was a little confused when I read the capias, the warrant. It said something to the effect of, and I might be misinterpreting this, that when he was picked up, the bond would ultimately be set at $1,500 or ROR if he qualifies. I don't know if that's the case. Or maybe I just misread what that said.
Oh, wait, hold on, you're right. Let me read this. Thank you, Counselor. Huh, that is really confusing.
It is, Judge. That's the way I interpreted it, and that's what we would ask that the way you interpret it as well. But here's what it says.
Your Honor, state would ask that you hold him no bond. This is an older case. It is from 2017. I'm looking over notes from the ASAs that have been on this case. Contact seems to have been a problem. And then day of trial, no contact was made. State attempted, the judge attempted to make contact with Mr. Rollins and with Mr. Diaz, and no contact was made. Given that this is a 2017 case, it's been in and out of PTD because he got rejected from PTD. State would just ask that you hold it no bond so this can get back on the trial schedule and resolved as it is so old.
Mr. Rollins, did you represent him in 2017?
I did, Judge, and I believe I was there when he failed to appear for the trial. Judge, they'd offered him, my bond motion lays it out, they'd offered him a diversion of some kind. He was going to do that. There was a problem. We tried to get him into that again, and then he ended up moving. He didn't get notice of the trial. I lost contact with him, possibly because of my fault. He wasn't absconding. There's no question about that. I mean, he's willing to work it out and plead to it, as a matter of fact, Judge. So I think it's not exactly accurate that nobody was there the day that trial supposedly was going to take place. I don't think he has, before this charge, I don't think he had any kind of prior record, maybe one misdemeanor. I can't remember.
I only see arrests. I don't see convictions.
Yeah, I don't think he has any convictions prior to this day or any convictions on his record at this point. Judge, we're certainly willing to work it out. We're certainly willing to do whatever. He's not going to abscond. He didn't intend on doing that necessarily in the first place. And I think possibly the judge understood that when they entered the order saying that bond would be set once he's there, I guess, at $1,500. That's what we're asking, Judge.
Yeah, Ms. May, I think that's what the capias says. So because it's a capias, I don't think this court can modify the bond. So I think the bond is $1,500. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you can't drive without a valid Florida license. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
But I don't think I can change that, Ms. May.
We appreciate that, Judge. Hopefully the court action form will reflect that so that we can work towards bonding amount. And he'll be present for all court days. It's not going to be an issue, Judge.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Counselor. And thank you for bringing that to my attention. I was caught by the 000 and then didn't read the rest of it, so.
The first time I read it, Judge, I only read the first half, and then I'm like, well, I better read the whole thing just for the heck of it. And I saw that, and I'm like, I've seen that done before, but not often.
Right, it's not often, so I just didn't read that. So thank you, Counselor. Thank your attorney. He did a great job for you already today, so.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, everybody have a nice day. Thank you. And thanks again, Counselor.
Thank you.
Okay, I have two.
Ugh. The notes on that case are crazy.
I'm sure, I just think because it's a capias, I'm bound by that. So y'all need to file a motion if you want.
Understood.
All right, I have Paris, Eric, yes, 21MM3026. All right, Ms. George, your office represents him on this trespass?
Yes, I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor, enter plea of not guilty.
Division 81, pretrial conference date is July 2nd, 9 a.m., courtroom 4E.
How about Eric Paris? 21MM2921. Paris with a P, but not spelled like the city.
That's correct.
wasn't on the jail list. It wasn't on the jail list of what they have? That defendant you're talking about?
Ms. George, do you have this one?
I do.
I do
All
as
right, you want to dig around and see if you can find your client? I mean,
He's in custody, Your Honor.
you can waive his appearance if you want, we can do the hearing without him, but I don't know what,
So this.
you could always bring him back, I don't want to,
This was a weird one, Your Honor. So.
it's a what?
Weird one. So when I look, because normally I look to see if they're still in here when I'm going to see if I'm gonna allow them to plea out. But on the jail website, it doesn't even have this charge listed as holding him. It just shows like an out of county warrant for Dade County. I don't have this case. But there is an offer, so if he can be brought up, maybe we can reset it for tomorrow. I don't know. If
All
he
right.
wants to resolve that one.
I'm second session tomorrow, but just bring it up tomorrow morning with all the other
There's an
arraignments.
offer to resolve it.
Yeah, I hate to,
Mhm.
it's your client, you can do whatever you want. You can waive his appearance, but if he's going to plea, I hate to kick it down the road.
Yes.
All right, so we're bringing 21 MM 2921 back in the morning. You want this piece of paper or throw it away? Okay. No, I can't. Any other business for the court this morning before we are in recess?
I have one more. Is Ventura Gomez debond?
I don't have that.
Yes.
There you go. All right, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Court will be in recess.
So I'm going to Miami in a few weeks. I hook her up. You can tell me what size she needs.
What size?
Yeah. All right, let's go on the record here at the BRC. Got the state put the name of the record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right. And let's bring on our interpreter.
Yes, Your Honor, the interpreter is on the line.
Can you put your name or ID number on the record?
Her name is Margaret, ID number 208940.
Could you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear you'll translate from English to Creole and Creole to English to the best of your ability, so help you God?
yes.
All right. Need your help this afternoon with one case. I have a defendant at my podium. Can you ask me to tell me his name?
Oui, bonjour, c'est interprète ou premier. S'il vous plaît, est-ce qu'on peut avoir un nom pour le juge là? The interpreter is not
Yeah.
hearing.
He doesn't speak up.
S'il vous plaît, on peut parler plus fort, pas attendez.
Sylvain Amos.
Sylvain Amos.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Amos Seville, you're here in 2021 CF 6463 AL.
Donc, Monsieur Amos, ou là pour 2021 CF 646 AO.
You're arrested for the charges of possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I'm sorry, please, would you mind repeating for the interpreter the entire thing, Your
Yes,
Honor?
ma'am. Possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver in count 1, possession of cocaine in count 2, and possession of drug.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to write down. I'm very sorry, sir.
No problem.
Possession of cocaine and
Count 2.
intention to deliver
Yeah,
and
intent.
sell
Okay, so count one is possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver.
Uh-huh.
Count two is
Oh.
possession of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Count three is possession of drug paraphernalia.
Drug paraphernalia.
Yes, ma'am.
OK. Donc, premier compte là, c'est possession de cocaïne et intention pour vendre et délivrer. Deuxième compte là, c'est possession de cocaïne. Troisième compte là, c'est possession de drogue pénophénalia.
I reviewed the charging affidavit and I found probable cause for your arrest.
Moi réviser charge avec affidavit là et moi joindre cause probable pour yo arrêter.
I'm going to stay your bonds as set, an amount of $15,000 in count one.
15,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Donc, ma permette caution bon nan pour compte numéro 1 pour $15,000.
Count two, $150.
Pour deuxième compte là, $150.
Count three, $100.
Pour troisième compte là, $100.
Condition of your bonds, you may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
Donc, pendant sous deux an bon là, ou pas ni posséder ni drogue ni alcool sans c'est pas sous prescription.
You may not return to the scene where you were arrested.
Ou pas ka retourner dans côté que yo te arrêté là.
You may not associate with any other drug dealers or known drug users.
Ou pas ka en association avec aucun dealer drogue ni aucun monde qui utilise drogue que yo connaît.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
M'a pe engager un défenseur public pour défendre dans dossier ça.
You have a great day, sir.
Ou passez bonne journée, monsieur.
Merci.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're very welcome, Your Honor, and thank you so much for using our services.
All right, have a good day.
Yes, have a great day. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't realize it was there. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Deshaun Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here in 2021 MM 3718 AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to ask the state of Florida if they have an offer to resolve your case this afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor, the offer that was conveyed was an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to the 7-Eleven.
Mr. Jones, would you like to accept the state's offer of adjudication of guilt, credit time served in this case?
Yes, I do.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Sir, you're here in 2021 MM 3718 AO on a charge of trespass on property after warning. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case today?
Yes.
No
Which-
contest.
Oh, my bad. Guilty.
Do you understand by entering a plea of guilty, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, you could be subject to deportation.
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case, and I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'll accept your plea of guilty in this case, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. Yeah, because I just realized. I was like, why am I cannot see anything? Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Lamar, you're here in 2021 MM 3709 AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. That is I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Say, is there an offer to resolve this case, and are you authorized to give an offer as to the city ordinance case?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer on the trespass is an adjudication, credit time served, no return to the Amway Center. And in regards to the municipal ordinance, disorderly conduct case that has been filed on, the offer would be a withhold of credit time served, court cost, and a $10 filing fee.
And Your Honor, he has been deemed incompetent to proceed.
In which case? That's what I was looking to find that out.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to see. It looks like in the out on bond case, they were asking for a stipulation because he just had evaluation by Dr. Danger February 12th of 2021. But the note that I see states he has extensive incompetent to proceed findings. So I'm gonna see if I can.
All right. All right, Mr. Lamar, I'm going to release you on mental health pretrial release in this case. If you don't qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set your bond amount of $100. Condition your bond that you not return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
No action on the out on
I'm
bond.
not taking any action on your out of bond case, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Martinez, you're here in 2021 MM 3732 AO on a charge of petty theft. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is that you not return to the scene of the location, you not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. All right, I have a question. Let me sure. And he was seen on these other, he's just an add-on charge or something?
Yes, it's just an add-on.
Okay. All right, sir. I'm appointed public defender to represent you. Yeah. This is another charge. You have a couple other cases going on. I just want to make sure that we saw you on all the cases, just another add-on charge. So I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. And we'll get you on to your next court date. All right, have a great day.
I have a question. Because I have 2 felony petty theft, where they dropped it to a misdemeanor.
I don't believe so. I think that this is another charge.
You still have the felony petty.
Yeah, you still have 2 other felony petty thefts, a robbery count, some batteries, criminal mischief, and you're on probation out of Volusia County. So you have all that going on at one time.
What is this new petty theft?
That's from Target.
Yep.
So they're not, like, have they filed on the 2 felony cases yet?
I'm not sure yet. In this case, may turn into a felony case based on your prior history. So
Is this the 3rd charge besides the 2 felony petty theft?
Yes.
yeah, this is another charge. This is a totally separate case. All right. Thank you. There we go. HD. Can you tell me your name, sir? Your name. Cover your face. There you go. Thank you, sir. Can you tell me your name? You say you can't hear or you can't talk?
He might need the hearing
You need
device.
to give him the hearing devices if you can't hear. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is your name?
Mine.
Is your name Timothy Johnson? Yes. All right, Mr. Johnson, You're here in 2021 CF 6433AO on charge of possession of cocaine. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I want to set your bond in this case amount of $500. Condition of your bond: you cannot return to the scene of this location. You cannot possess any drugs or alcohol unless you have a valid prescription from a doctor. Do you understand that? Yes. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir? Cover your face. There you go.
Ali Russell.
All right. Is Ali Russell?
Ali Russell.
All right. Mr. Russell, you're here in 2021 CF 6441AO on 2 charges. First one is battery on a law enforcement officer, and the second charge is resisting officer without violence. Sorry, with violence. Sorry, with her. Resisting officer without violence. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest as to both of those charges. Going to all right, I'm going to release you, sir, on mental health pretrial release in this case. If you do not qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set your bond in each case in amount of...
Releasing me today?
Well, we're going to have some doctors look at you first to see if you qualify for a program called mental health pretrial release. So we're going to do that first. I'm going to set your bonds in each matter amount of $250 if you don't qualify for the mental health pretrial release program. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond cases 2021 MM 3216, 2021 MM 2176, and 2021 MM 1663 AO. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Yeah, Turner.
Mr. Turner, you're here in 2021 CF 6438AO on 10 counts of tampering with a witness and 1 count of violation of domestic violence injunction. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to those charges. I want to set your bond in each one of your tampering charges in an amount of $10,000, and it's your violation of domestic violence injunction. I'm going to set your bond amount of $100,000. Condition of your bond is that you comply with the injunction in 2019 DP 005, and that, one second. You have no contact with the victim in that case and no contact with the victim in the alleged tampering case.
Your
I'm
Honor,
going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case.
it was 100,000, right? Correct?
That's the count 11.
Okay, thank you.
I have that as count 10. I have one
Count 10,
through
I'm sorry,
9.
there's 9 counts of tampering, $100,000 each count. Count 10 is the violation of injunction is $100,000.
So 10,000 on all and then 100,000. Got it. Thank you.
And he has active probation going on where a warrant was already served on him, correctly? All right, and sir, you're a violent felony of finished special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release on that violation of probation case until your violation of probation is completed. You have a great day.
Say it again?
You're a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not entitled to release on your violation of probation case until that violation of probation is completed. All right, so you can post bond on a new case, but you can't get out on the violation of probation case. All right, have a great day. Yes, ma'am. All right, can you tell me your name, sir? Mr. Walsh, you're here in 2021 CF 6431AO on charge of burglary or conveyance. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Oh, cover your face, cover your face. Yeah, cover your face. All right, wait, first talk to your attorney. Everything you tell me is on the record, so I want you to talk to your attorney before you talk to me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So burglary of conveyance is breaking into a car, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. That would be the definition. All right, sir, I want to stay your bond in the amount of $3,500. Condition your bond, you did not return to the scene of location, had no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. You're out on bond, or ROR, in 2021 CF 3338AO. In that case, I'm going to revoke that ROR. I'm going to set a new bond at $0 in that case. Condition that bond, in that case, you have no contact with the victim. You have a great day, sir. Hey, tell me your name, sir.
Charles Polk.
Mr. Polk, you're here in 2017 CF 245 AO for violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant in that case, I believe. No, sorry. This was a on view. Law enforcement officer filing on view violation of probation. You're going to say your bond is $0. You're a violent felony offender, sir, of special concern. You're not entitled to release on that case until your violation of probation is completed. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Keanu Shea Williams Flax, sir.
Mr. Williams Flax, you're here in 2021 CF 848 AO and 2021 CF 1037 AO, 2021 CF 1256 AO for violations of probation. The judge signing your warrant in this case sets your bond at no bond in each one of your cases. Your bonds will remain at no bond. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in each one of your violations of probation. You have a great day, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't have any, so this is just a violation of probation. This is no new charges, right?
Looks like you have a municipal ordinance charge violation, but I don't know what's going on with that, but.
Okay.
But you have other.
I didn't understand it, because when the officer served me yesterday, I didn't
Yes, sir.
know if I had new possessions or they were the old possession I was on probation for.
Looks like that based on your allegations that you failed to report and that you picked up the new charge from the municipal ordinance violation from Orlando.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a great day. Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Sarah Ann Rose McLeod.
Ms. McLeod, you're here in Osceola County case 2021 MM 1047 AO for an out-of-county warrant. The judge in Osceola County sets your bond in count one in the amount of $2,000, count two $100. Your bond's going to remain as set as to that count, those counts.
Yes, because I was
Yep. Hold on. And I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you if you're not already appointed in that case. And we'll get you on to Osceola County if you can't bond out. All right? Have a great day. All right. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Eric Parrish, sir.
Mr. Paris, you're here in, well, I can tell, the 2018 felony case from Miami-Dade County. The judge in Miami-Dade County sets your bond at $0 as to that case. I wanted to appoint a public defender to represent you as while you're in my custody, but we'll get you shipped down to Miami-Dade County as soon as we can. And you're also here for arraignment in 2021 MM 2921 AO for a charge of trespass on school property or facility. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. You're represented by the public defender's office. Did you have an offer that you had discussed with him for that case?
No, because it was, we originally reset it for tomorrow, Your Honor, because he wasn't, even though he wasn't brought up.
Yeah, they went ahead, because he was already on the docket for out of county, so they just put the arraignment with them.
Okay. Well,
So if I just can have.
say, was there an offer? There's an offer?
Yes.
There was an offer.
All right, Mr. Paris, I'm going to have you give you an opportunity to speak with your attorney for a moment. Ms. George, you can step back so you'll know, then I can speak to my next person. Good morning, ma'am. Oh, good afternoon, sorry. All right. Well, hold on. Well, I need Ms. George for that, so who is this young lady?
Taisha Moultrie. Taisha Moultrie.
All right, I got you. All right, ma'am, you're here in 2021 MM 3738AO on a charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I want to ask the state of Florida if you have an offer to resolve your case this afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor, the offer was an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to food lotto.
All right. Ms. Belcher, would you like to accept the state's offer of adjudication of guilt, credit time served? All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You put your hand down. Ma'am, you're here in 2021 MM 3738AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Ms. George, do you have all the plea forms, or?
Sorry, who's this?
Ms. Moultrie.
Yes, I have it, Your Honor.
Ms. Moultrie, do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case with the state of Florida?
No context, sir.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights listed on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation? I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit. I do find a factual basis contained therein. I accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. All right, you have a great day, ma'am. All right. Are you ready for Mr. Pierce? All right. And Ms. George, what plea would you like to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Pierce, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 MM 2921AO on charge of trespass on school property or school grounds or facilities. That is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
The lady here said there was a offer made.
Yep, so the maximum penalties for these charges are 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand? All right, Ms. George told me you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights that Ms. George went over with you on that form you're signing right now? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? I can't hear you.
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea? Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Sir.
Do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor, for the purposes of the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Based on that stipulation, the court will find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I wanted to, is it withhold you said? Adjudication, sorry.
It's an adjudication.
All right, I want to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'm giving credit for the 34 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 34 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. I'm gonna give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Now, if you end up serving more time when you get to Dade County, you just send a letter to the clerk to let them know that you are in Miami-Dade County or in DOC, so that way you don't get put in delinquency for your payments. You understand that?
Sure.
All right, have a great day, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Milton Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in 2021 MM 3745AO for a charge of open container. I did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Was there an offer extended to Mr. Rodriguez this afternoon?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer was a withhold credit time served.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez, do you want to accept the state's offer of a withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit time served?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're here in 21 MM 3745AO for a charge of open container. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're giving up all those rights outlined on the plea form you just signed?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 1 day that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 1 day credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'm going to give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment, sentence, and writing. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, sir.
Agent Santiago, sir.
Mr. Santiago, you're here in 2021 MM 3733AO on a charge of trespass and occupied structure, refusal to leave. I reviewed the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Sorry, sir?
So I found probable cause for your arrest.
There is none, sir. I never had a court of trespassing at this establishment.
Well, that's not what it's not a trespass warning. It's saying they told you to leave. You say I wasn't going to leave, and then, you know.
I simply state, no.
I don't know what the facts, I'm saying.
There's no.
Listen.
I would like to speak.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to give you the warning about that.
That's not-
Step one, you're on probation. It's a violent felony offender of special concern.
I'm aware.
All right? So there's a lot of penalties that things that come with that. A lot of things the judge should think about sentence you to the maximum penalties as to those outlined as probation for any violation that you could commit other than something that's financial.
Right.
So if you want to talk to me about your case,
I do.
it's up to you.
Everything I'm going to state to you, Your Honor, is on body cam. So we could pull up the body cam.
Yeah, and that's fine. You can go to trial and, or the case can get dropped later on, or you file motions based on with your attorney's
I'd like
help.
to speak to you, sir.
But I can't do that for you. There's nothing that's going to change about the current situation by you telling me what you're telling me.
What I'm saying is that there's no probable cause for the arrest because I was never told not to be at that establishment. Is what I'm trying to say, Your Honor.
All right, listen what I'm telling you. I am not the judge for determining what the facts are of cases or whether there's a conflict in the facts. I'm the judge to determine whether I have sworn testimony and whether that sworn testimony equals to a criminal offense to which I can find probable cause. Then my second job is to set release conditions.
Okay.
So those are the only things I can do for you right now. So if you want yourself, you want to be heard.
I just want to be heard. Maybe that's in 20 seconds. I'm
go ahead.
confused and I'm ignorant to everything that's taking place due to the simple fact, Your Honor, is that I'm at this establishment, was never told not to be there, was approached by an officer who tells me to leave, but I have $130 at the register, not allowed to go get my money, but he doesn't want to get my money for him, so I say, I'm not leaving with all my property. Can you grab my cash at the register? And says no, arrests me, gets my money, then brings it to me. Where's the probable cause? I've never been told not to be at this place, and then when I'm told to leave, I say, sir, I have money at the register. Can you go get it? He doesn't get it, Your Honor. So, I've never been trespassed at this Walmart.
Okay.
I don't understand anything.
All right. All right, sir.
I'm sorry if I'm
Yeah, I'm
annoying
not.
you or anything. I'm just ignorant to everything that's taking place, and I don't understand why I'm here.
Well,
I just
I understand what you're saying, but
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm not upset with you or anything like that. My goal is always to help people protect their rights if all possible.
I just don't understand why I'm here. 'Cause I've never been told.
Because for instance, people say things they think are innocent and harmless and think that,
I understand.
but just digging yourself a hole. So that's just what it is. All right. So that's the trespass charge. Going to find probable cause, going to stay your bond amount of $500. Condition your bond, you cannot return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You're on probation, Osceola County case, 2015, CF 3025AO. Going to find on-view violation of probation as to that case. Going to set a new bond at $0. You're a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not entitled to release on that case until your violation of probation is completed. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, did you say you were gonna find an on-view?
I'm sorry, he already had one, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, he has an on-view violation. His on-view violation filed in that case.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's in there. It's right.
Your Honor, I believe this is going into the non-pleables.
Yep, I'm gonna.
We finished up pleables.
Yep, I'm gonna finish up with the pleables as soon as you get back. Let's start Mr. Barnett. Now, you were telling me something about Mr. Barnett. All right, Mr. Barnett is mental health. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent him in 2021, MM 3741AO.
Your Honor, I'll waive the appearance.
I'm going to release Mr. Barnett on mental health pretrial release in these two charges. If he cannot qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'm going to set his bond in count 1 in the amount of $250 and $100 as account 2. Condition of his bonds, he cannot return to the scene of the location, may not have any contact with any victims or witnesses. Ooh. All right, I have Correo? Right. Mr. Louis Correo, I want to appoint a public defender to represent him as well.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. I did find probable cause for his arrest in 2021, MM 3731AO. I'm going to stay his bonds as set. Condition of his bonds that he not return to the scene of location, have no contact with any victims or witnesses. Second. One more. All right. I have Flowers. One appointed public defender to represent Ms. Flowers in 2021, MM 3742AO.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to release Ms. Flowers on mental health pretrial release in this case. If she does not qualify for mental health pretrial release, going to set her bond in count 1 and count 2 in the amount of $250, count 3, $100. Condition of the bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any witnesses. And Martinez is my last person. All right, I want to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Martinez in 2021, MM 3743AO.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, I'm going to release him on mental health pretrial release. If he doesn't qualify, I'm going to set his bond amount of $100. Condition of his bond, no return to the scene of the location. Can you tell me your name, sir?
O'Neal.
Yeah, speak up for me.
Ryan O'Neal.
Mr. O'Neal, you're here in 2021, MM 82AO on a failure to appear warrant. The judge in that case set your bond in the amount of $500. I want to stay your bond in the amount of $500. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you if you're not already appointed.
He has a private attorney, Your Honor.
You're a private attorney? Who's your private attorney?
I want to know what the failure to appear was.
All right, so Tracy Kagan is your private, you hired Ms. Kagan to represent you in this case?
I have attorney. I've
Okay.
been dealing with Morgan and Morgan. But at the same time, I've heard the same thing 9 times, and I haven't heard any court. It haven't hit my mail.
Right now, you failed to appear in your case as you're charged with criminal mischief. And, wait. You have a bond amount of $500. You're gonna have a court date before you leave. So June 28th at 10 a.m. is your next court date, all right? So you need to make sure you're in court on June 28th at 10 a.m. if you bond out, all right?
There was an incident that happened that I'm not aware of. All I do is sleep 24/7.
Well,
I'm on medication.
Yeah, I understand.
I sleep 24/7. When I checked out, when I came home in January, I slept all month, every month, and I'm in here for a failure to appear for criminal mischief. I don't know what incident happened. I think maybe with the trash can, I maybe slammed the pot of old food in the dumpster.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe that's a crime. But I have no idea what I did to get put in here and have to pay you guys $500.
Your Honor, this criminal mischief came in with a sex bat.
Yeah.
You talking about some people that
Wait. Time out.
There's a lot of people in that area that want a place to live that's smoking.
Listen.
And they
I'm not the
pretty much
judge.
breaking in people's cribs.
You're telling people I'm not the judge to determine what facts or what happened. I don't know. All I have is a warrant for your arrest saying that you have a bond of $500 for not coming to court. Now, if you want to fight the facts and go to trial and do that kind of stuff, you completely have the right.
No, that'll get taken care of along down the road, the holy way, all right? The good way, the permanent solution way.
All right.
But
have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Time in the sun today.
Which one you write?
All right, let's get this going here. There we go. Tell me your name, sir.
Zaire Aaron Lamont Robinson, sir.
Mr. Robinson, you're here for a violation of probation in 2020 MM 375AA.
Am I entitled to a bond or no?
Nope, you're not getting the bond. Signed this warrant yesterday for your arrest based on your probable cause determination that for a new offense of possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon. And so you get no bond as to that charge. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. He can get you on to your next court date. Actually, Ms. George, do you want to waive his arraignment for violation of probation and so we can set a status date?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll enter a denial.
All right. Well, I accept your denial. I'll set you for
BOP status hearing will be June 25th at 9 a.m., courtroom 9C.
all right. That's your next court date. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, yep, there you go. Tell me your name, sir. Your name?
Scott Connors.
All right, Mr. Connors, you're here in 2021 MO 647AO for a charge of disorderly conduct. I reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for the real arrest. I'm going to ask the state, well, this is a city case. This is a withhold of adjudication of guilt credit time served, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Connors, do you want to accept the city's offer of a withhold of adjudication of guilt credit time served?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, none but the true self you got?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 MO 647AO on charge of disorderly conduct. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Punishable up to maximum penalties. Do you understand those are the maximum penalties for this charge?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you have all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. I accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt. I give you credit for the 2 days, 1 day that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 1 day credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are it says court costs in this case, $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Can you tell me your name, sir? Mr. Neinhardt, you're here in 2021 MM 648 AO on charge of open container. I did review the charging affidavit, did find factual basis for your arrest in that, probable cause for your arrest. And the city is offering a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case today. Is that something you want to do today? Can you raise your right hand, be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here for a charge of open container. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to plead guilty or no contest to this charge?
No contest.
Do you understand by pleading no contest, you give up the right to have a trial in this matter?
Yes.
Do you understand you give up the right to have you're giving up all the rights listed on the plea form in front of you?
Uh-huh.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Uh-huh.
I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. I want to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I want to withhold adjudication of guilt. We give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to take a quick recess, like about 3 minutes, and I'll be right back. Everybody have a seat. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Alvarez, you're here in two cases. The first one is 2021 CF 6413AO. You're charged with aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer with a deadly weapon and loitering and prowling. Count two. Second case is 2021 CF 6414AO. The charge of possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. They reviewed both cases. They find probable cause for your arrest as to all four charges. I'm going to state your bonds as set in your cases in 6413, 5,000 on count one, 100 on count two. Condition of the bond: you may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release and cannot return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. In 6414, want to set your bond to count one, amount of $1,000, and count two, $100. Condition of that bond: you may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
I don't know if you can resolve that one. The trespass.
Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. Question: stays an offer on this trespass case?
An adjudication, credit time served, no return.
Mr. Alvarez, you're out on bond or out ROR on a trespass case in 2021 MM 2083AO. The state of Florida is extending you an offer and adjudication of guilt, credit time served. Would you like to take that offer from the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? I can't tell. Is the public defender representing him in that case?
I'm not sure, but,
He has a PD, Christian Moda, on that case.
I would just ask, I don't see any criminal convictions. I don't know,
He has no Florida conviction.
I don't know if there's anything else that I'm not seeing, but I would
When I looked
ask for
I saw something.
withhold. It looks like it's his first.
Yeah, I don't see any history on his face sheet. Well, he has some arrests for some cannabis, but
I have a 2020 misdemeanor. It was a resisting and a duellist. That ended up being no prost. A duellist. And I have a 2019 CF possession of cannabis that he pled no contest to.
I can't hear you say again.
He has a 2019 felony possession of cannabis that he pled no contest to in 2019.
Okay. All right. All right, sir. I'm sorry. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 MM 2083AO on charge of trespass in an occupied structure. That's a first degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that? Do you understand? Correct. And Ms. George, what plea you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarez, you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights listed on the plea form that you're signing right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was that mental health illness?
Bipolar and depression.
Are you suffering from the symptoms of your bipolar depression right now?
Yes, sir. I'm using my coping mechanisms to try to go about my day.
Okay. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea? You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody, I'm sorry. I did have an opportunity to review your court file in this case when I was in chambers this morning. I did find a factual basis contained therein, but did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Based on my findings, the court is going to accept the factual basis, going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the
8 days.
8 days? 8 days in Orange County Jail with 8 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and $50 public defender lien. All those costs will be payable directly to the clerk within 2 years of today's date. Do you understand that? You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you take any medications for your bipolar depression? Do you take any medications for your bipolar depression?
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting my medical card. I just got a job, but I might not have it because I got locked up.
All right. Well, questions. Well, first things. Are you seeing somebody like at Lakeside or Aspire or anything like that?
I was at Park Place.
Park Place in Osceola?
Yeah.
All right.
And I was there with my family, and then I got kicked out of my family's home, and so now I ended up going to the street, so I was further out into Orlando, and I got arrested, and I made my way out here.
All right. Well, we'll suggest you go make your way over to Aspire, or Lakes, what they call used to call Lakeside here. Speak with them because your condition and this drug that you got picked up on don't mix at all. Like it's extremely dangerous to you and to the people around you if you do that. You understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate it.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Janisha Bailey Love.
Ms. Bailey Love, you're here in 2021 CF 6412AO for a charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this matter amount of $50,000. Condition of your bond is you not to have any contact with the victim in this case. Not to return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And let's see, one more thing. You also arrested for a violation of probation. It's in Lake County case 2017 CF 2785AO, but underlying charge in that case is also aggravated battery. Of course, it will set you a bond at $0 as to that charge. You're a violent felony offender, a special concern, ma'am. You're not entitled to release on that case until your violation of probation is completed. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both your cases. You have a great day, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Brown, you're here for a failure to appear warrant in 2018 CF 6378AO. The judge signed your failure to appear warrant, set your bond at $0. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you if you're not already appointed in that case. You have a great day, sir. All right, I had Bullock bonded. Right, Bullock bonded.
What's the inmate number, Your Honor?
21013-007.
Yes, bonded.
All right. So Butler is my next person. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jeremiah Butler.
Mr. Butler, you're here in 2021 CF 1894AO for a burglary of a dwelling. The judge signed your warrant. In this case, has already found probable cause for your arrest. Can I get a DV, no contact order for Mr. Butler, please? So I'm going to set your bond in that case for your burglary of dwelling charge at an amount of $50,000. Condition of your bond is you're not allowed to return to the scene of location. You may not have any contact with the victim in this case. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. State, are you asking me to take any action on his violation of probation cases out of Seminole and Alachua County,
Not at this time, Your Honor.
even though he's a violent felony or violent felony offender of special concern?
Or,
He's actually not a VFOSC.
Yes, he is. He's got picked up for a burglary dwelling charge. Can you cover your face, sir?
is he?
Yeah, burglary dwelling is a qualifying offense under 948.06, sub 9, sub A or something like that, it's around that number?
Then state would ask that you take action if you know the case number that he is on probation, Your Honor.
I do. All right, sir, you are out on probation in 2019 CF 3065 out of Seminole County. And you're out on probation in 2018 CF 4325 out of Alachua County. Based on the authorization from the state of Florida, the court's going to find all view violations of probation in those two cases. Want to set new bonds in those cases at $0. You are a violent felony offender of special concern, sir. You're not entitled to release on those cases until your violation of probation is completed in those two counties. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you while you're here in my custody. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Carter. Can you tell me your name? You got to step forward a little bit? There you go. Tell me your name.
Name?
Yes, sir.
Arthur Lee Crow, sir.
What happened to said Carter? All right. And Conaway. All righty. Mr. Crow, you're here in 2021 CF 6427AO for a charge of driver on license suspended as a habitual traffic offender. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. He doesn't qualify anymore. That's what the update is.
Yeah, no, he doesn't qualify yet.
All right, I'm going to stay your bond in this case amount of $2,500. Condition your bond, you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You understand that?
Sir.
We want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one. Yep. All right, we're going to appoint the public, is he in the hospital or just medical?
Medical.
All right. All right, one point of public defender to represent Mr. Davis in 2021 CF 6411AO.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. I did find probable cause for Mr. Davis's arrest as to the charges he's facing. I want to stay his bond and his counts, except in counts, I'll just do like this. Say his bond account 1, $8,000, count 2, $10,000, count 3, $10,000, count 4, going to set it at $100, and I'm going to ROR him as to counts 5 and 6. Condition of his bonds, he not possess any weapons or firearms without a valid prescription. Not possess any weapons or firearms. He turned any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. He was subject to random drug and alcohol testing at his expense. Is he
That
not?
might be a little issue because he is from out of state.
He is from out of state? I thought he was from here. I didn't know where Watertown was, so didn't give me a city or a state. All right, I'll scratch the drug testing, so he doesn't qualify for pretrial release. All right. Tell me your name, sir.
Yaron Ricardo Davis Rush, sir.
Mr. Davis Rush, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2021 CF 6471AO. You're arrested for the charges of possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell and deliver, possession of cocaine, tampering with physical evidence, and possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You're arrested in 2021 CF 6472AO for a charge of introduction of contraband into a Tennessee County detention facility. I did find probable cause as to that charge. I'm going to state your bond in the amount of $1,000 as your introduction of contraband charge. Condition of your bond that you, sorry, $2,500, apologize. Say your bond amount $2,500 as your introduction of contraband. Condition that you do not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. As the 2021 CF 6471AO, I did find probable cause as all your counts except the tampering, the attempted tampering. I think it's 7704.04. I think it's 777.04. I think that's the statute.
I'm double checking, Your Honor.
All right, Stacy, want to double check me on that. Attempted tampering. Yep.
Attempted tampering with physical evidence
Lisa.
will be 918.13 sub 1 sub A and 77704.
So it's just both statutes combined, so I don't know how you guys want to do that. Is the original statute 918.13?
Is the tampering, and then the attempt is the 7.
And then to make any charge pretty much attempted is, you gotta add 777.04. All right. So that's the count one in that. I want to say your bond amount of $15,000. I want to set your bonds and remaining counts in the amount of $100. Condition of the bond, in that case, you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, I had Gomez Perez bonded.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Timothy Brian Carlos Gomez Bowser.
All right, is it Gomez Bowser is your full last name?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Gomez Bowser, you're here in 2021 CF 6461AO for a charge of grand theft motor vehicle. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in that case in the amount of $5,000. Condition of your bond that you not return to the scene of the location where you were arrested. Had no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. You're out on bond for burglary of a dwelling in 2020, CF 4558BO. In that case, I'm going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in your cases if you're not already appointed. You have a great day, sir. You got Timothy Gomez, right? That was Timothy Gomez, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I thought. You're making me panic, man. All right, tell me your name, sir.
David Green.
All right. Mr. Green, you're here in 2021 CF 6473AO on charge of driving under the influence with 2 prior convictions, the third within 10 years. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to that charge. I want to set your bond in this matter in the amount of $5,000. Sorry, stay your bond in the amount of $5,000. Condition of your bond, you don't operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh, that boy on fire. All right. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Andrew Dion Hooks, sir.
Mr. Hooks, you're here in 2021 CF 6454AO on charges of possession of cocaine, possession of MDMA or ecstasy, possession of cannabis, and resisting officer without violence. I did review the charging affidavit as to that case. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to those charges. We're gonna say your bond account one amount of $1,000. We're gonna set your remaining bonds amount of $100. Condition on your bond that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're out on bond in 2021 CF 1496AO. We're gonna revoke that bond. We're gonna set a new bond amount of $5,000. Condition of that bond should not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. We're gonna appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
For driving with.
Well, the original bond is $2,500. All I did was, I need to, what the law says, I used to need to double it.
I was in
So-
Osceola County, right? That's the
believe
charge
so.
you talking about?
Yes, sir?
They pre-trial released me on charge?
Yeah.
So you revoking it?
Yes, sir.
So I
Saying
gotta get, now and I gotta pay another additional what?
Well, you gotta pay $5,000 bond to get out. So however you wanna pay it.
$500 more dollars.
Say again?
That's $500.
If that's what they're gonna accept for a bondsman, I don't know. You gotta work with them. Oh, this is my fault. I just want somebody to explain that to me one day. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name's Jadarius Martin.
Mr. Martin, you're here in 2021 CF 6432AO on charges of grand theft motor vehicle. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I want to stay your bond in that case in an amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You don't return to the scene of the location where you were arrested. And then you have no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. State, is there an offer that you conveyed as to the trespass case?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication, credit time served, no return, and a cost of investigation to OPD in the amount of $106.12.
And Your Honor,
$106.12?
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor,
And did you convey that to your client, Ms. George?
it seems that there's incompetency, issues, it looks like from
That was filed in that case?
2016 that we already put notes in that the ASA is willing to, she has no objection to adopting the motion of incompetency. It has not happened yet, but that was 5/25 is the last note I have.
Hey, I have.
Wait, son. I didn't see, because I looked at that file and I didn't see anything in that file, so I was
No, not
interested to
yet.
see, and you're telling me something from 5 years ago.
Yes, that they're, that's what the last note I have in here, and because of that, I would not accept the offer.
All right. Mr. Martin, well, have you had a conversation with Mr. Martin first? Because I don't know. How about you want me to do something about 5 years ago?
Okay. All right, Your Honor, so he's not going to take the offer today due to the incompetency issues.
All right. Well, sir, you out on the bond, I believe? Yes, you're out on bond in 2021 MM 583 AO. We're going to revoke that bond. I'm going to set a new bond in one amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond should not return to the scene of the location. Had no contact with any victims or witnesses.
Sorry, what was the first bond amount, Your Honor, for the grand theft?
1,000, and then another 1,000.
5,000?
Oh, 1,000.
Oh, I was I thought I got credit time served for the last charge.
What, the trespass case?
Yeah.
Well, your attorney's telling me that you're incompetent to proceed, and
You said the wrong thing.
Your Honor, I would suggest we wait to deal with this later. I do not believe he is, but I'll leave it in the court's discretion. I would recommend he not plea it out.
I wanted to plea it out so I would get the charge dropped instead of keep holding on to the file. That's what I told her to do. And
well, if you want the charge dropped, then, I mean, that's a separate situation than pleading out.
That's what I'm saying. And I still could have paid the penalty for the GTA.
All right.
Your Honor,
Well, that's a...
me speaking to him, he does not fully understand the process, and that's my concern. I would not plea him out today, Your Honor.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It would be different if you weren't represented by the public defender's office, but you are represented by them in that case. So like your bonds are 1,000 on the new case, I revoke the bond, set a new bond amount of $1,000 on the old case, and then you can deal with your next case at your pretrial conference, which I'm guessing is.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day, sir. All right. Can't tell me your name, sir.
Kalari Miller.
Well, cover your face, Mr. Miller. There you go. Thank you. Mr. Miller, you're here in 2021 CF 6285 AO and charges for robbery with a weapon and robbery with a firearm in 2 counts, kidnapping with intent to commit a felony in count 3, dealing in stolen property in count 4, false imprisonment in count 5, and possession of a weapon, the commission of a felony, and possession of a weapon or firearm by a convicted delinquent. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause as to your arrest as to those charges. We want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. State, what do you say is the counts 1, 2, and 3?
As the count 1, 2, and 3 being punishable by life offenses, state asks that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
And Ms. George, what is your request from your argument against that?
Your Honor, no argument. We reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing.
As the counts 1, 2, and 3, the court's going to hold you at no bond as to those counts. And counts 4, 5, and 6, and 7, I'm going to stay your bonds as to those counts, $3,000 and $1,000 for the remaining counts. Condition of your bond that you had no contact with any of the victims in this case. You had no contact with your co-defendants in this case. That you not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not, return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. All right. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tori Darnell Pankey.
Is it Pankey?
Pankey.
Mr. Pankey, you're here in 2021 CF 6465 AO for charges of possession of a firearm by convicted felon and aggravated assault with a firearm. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to say your bond in count 1, amount of $4,000. Count 2, I'm going to set your bond amount of $15,000. Condition of your bond should not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not have any contact with the victims in this case. You may not return to the scene of location where this incident happened. You're out on bond in 2021 CF 4993 AO and 2021 CF 4380 AO, as well as 2021 CF 5957 AO. Of course, we're going to revoke those bonds. We'll set new bonds at $0 in all those cases. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases. If you're not already appointed, you have a great day, sir. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Gary Pierre.
Mr. Pierre, you're here in 2021 CF 6448 AO for a charge of aggravated assault with a firearm and battery. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count one in amount of $5,000. Count two, going to set your bond amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is you not return to the scene of location, you not have any contact with the victims in this case or any other witness, and you do not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. All right. I had Reeves bonded. All right. Tell me your name, sir. Mr. Rivera Cabrera, you're here in 2021 CF 6430 AO for charges of possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest as to those charges. I'm going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Conditions of your pretrial release is you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
So you'll go to that.
Tell me your name, sir.
James Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, you're here in 2021 CF 6437 AO for a charge of grand theft. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is you not return to the scene of the location of this incident. You not have any contact with any victims or witnesses. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, sir. I can't hear you.
DeAndre Ross, sir.
Mr. Ross, you're here in 2021 CF 6455 AO on charges of sell and deliver of cannabis without consideration, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond to count one, amount of $2,500, and $100 on your remaining counts. Condition of your bonds, you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're out on bond in 2021 CF 4684 AO. In that case, the court's going to revoke that bond. We'll set a new bond at $0 in that matter. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases if you don't already appoint it. You have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Nelson Santiago.
What happened to Sally? All right, Sally bonded. All right. Mr. Santiago, you're here in 2021 CF 6457 AO on charges of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I reviewed the charging affidavits in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in count one, amount of $1,000. Count two, going to set your bond amount of $100. Condition of your bond that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, ma'am? Ms. Shavers, you're here in 2021 CF 2939 AO for a failure to appear warrant. The judge signed your warrant, set your bond amount of $1,000. Did you already have the PD in this case? Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here in 2021 CF 6187 AO on a possession of fentanyl. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find, there was a warrant for your arrest in this case. The judge signed your warrant, set your bond in the amount of $5,000 with PTR. Does he qualify for PTR?
No.
He wasn't interviewed, so.
I mean, you can leave the.
All right. I'll leave $5,000 with pretrial release in this case. Conditions of your pretrial release, you not possess or consume any drugs and alcohol without a valid prescription. You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. Is the public defender on the case already? Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. All right, sorry, no return to the scene is what the judge also ordered.
What's that?
No return to the scene where you were arrested originally in this case. So don't can't return to the scene.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
The warrant for the fentanyl and stuff, I had already turned myself in for that warrant the last time I was here.
I
Somehow I've got the warrant for my
don't know.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any information?
I've been to court for it and everything.
You know when that was?
Just a couple months ago.
Does anybody have anything?
I did a walk-in and turned myself in here at Orange County.
In Orange County?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have this just,
Go and turn myself in.
this was just filed in May 24th.
Yeah, so this may be a different, maybe same charge, different time.
Yeah, it's a different warrant.
For Winter Garden.
It had 3 charges on your last warrant.
Yeah, there's separate instance. So you had this is one warrant, then they filed another warrant for another separate instance. Yeah, sorry, man. All right, can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Christy Dawn Snow.
Ms. Snow, you're here in 2021 CF 6451AO for a charge of possession of synthetic cannabis. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Is this a complete history for her?
Criminal history? Yes.
Yes. All right. Ms. Snow, do you stay at this, do you have an address you can accept mail?
18 North Terry. I stay at the Coalition. And can I say, this is the first time I've
Wait,
ever been.
that's why I'm trying to get you out of here. All right. Do you still have a bed at the Coalition?
Yes, sir, I do.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. I've only been gone one day, sir.
All right. So I need you to file a change of address. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. Conditions, file a change of address before you leave the jail today with the clerks. Step 2, keep in contact with your attorney at least twice a month, so you don't make sure you don't miss any court dates. Because you miss any court dates, then they're going to come arrest you. You understand that? All right. Conditions that you also not possessing drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, including synthetic cannabis.
No, this is it for me. I'm
sorry. If you have a medical purpose for the use of cannabis, you can go talk to a doctor about that. All right. Have a great day. All right. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Stephanie Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, you're here in 2021 CF 6409AO on a charge of possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in count 1, I believe, in the amount of $1,000. Count 2, $100. Condition of your bond, you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am. Right. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Obi Tillman.
Mr. Tillman, you're here in 2021 CF 6458AO on a charge of robbery. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. Will set your bond in this matter of $2,500. Condition of your bond is you not return to the scene of this location. You have no contact with this victim. You not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Say that one more time.
I appointed the public defender to represent you, and I said, have a great day. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Kobe Richard Larius Watson.
Mr. Watson, you're here in 2021 CF 6456AO for charges of trafficking in MDMA or ecstasy with a weapon, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver with a weapon, and possession of cannabis. I did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest to add to all those charges. State, what do you say is the count one of the charging affidavit?
State would ask that you hold of no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir, in this case. Ms. George, what do you say is the count one?
Your Honor, we reserve the right to have an Arthur hearing.
All right.
No argument.
Mr. Watson, as the count one is being a life offense, the court's going to hold you at no bond as to that count. We're going to set your bonds and your remaining counts amount of $1,000 on each count. Condition of your bond is you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You may not possess any weapons or firearms without you may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. All right, this is 2021 CF 6442AO. Going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Zaiko.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. I was going to. All right. Zaiko, even though he has a couple misdemeanors, says having failure to appear, going to release him on his own recognizance. In this case, condition of the bond, condition of his release that he not return to the scene where he was arrested, that he did not possess any, consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and keep in contact with his attorney at least twice a month. All right, this is 2021 CF 16648AO. We want to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Bowles. Usually we reset people 24 hours from release, but this is a VOP case.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive the appearance.
All right, I'm going to state Mr. Bowles at zero bond. That's his violation of probation. All right, tell me your name, sir.
First still Jonathan.
Mr. Fristel, you're here in 2019 CF 17037AO for violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond in the amount of $1,000 on each of your counts. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
William Henry Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in 2018 CF 14612AO for violation of community control.
Yes.
The judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond at $0. Your bond remain at $0. Sir, you're a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not entitled to release on this case until your violation of probation is completed. And when you are released, you have 48 hours to register as a violent sexual predator or sex offender. Have a great day, sir. All right, tell me your name, ma'am. Your name, ma'am.
Lori Smutzer.
Is it Swetzer?
Smuts.
Smutzer. Or Smuts?
Like klutz, kind of?
Smuts.
Yes, sir.
There you go. I want to make sure I say it right.
Good, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Smuts, you're here in 2011 CF 5132AO, as well as 2011 CF 15175AO for a violation of probation in this case. Judge signing your warrants in this case, set your bond at $0 on each one of your cases. Your bonds will remain as set. You're also a violent felony offender of special concern, ma'am. You're not going to be entitled to release on these cases until your violation of probation is completed. You also, once you are released, have 48 hours to register as a violent sexual predator or sex offender. You have a great day, ma'am. As I'm appointing the public defender to represent you in all your cases. So I'm appointing the public defender to represent you in both your cases, unless you plan to hire your own attorney.
Yes, sir, I do.
You want the public defender while you wait, because you're going to be here with no representation until that happens. Unless you already got somebody lined up.
You could just switch, or?
Yeah, we can do that later.
I have someone lined up supposedly that.
All right, well, I don't want you to be here unrepresented, so I want to give you the public defender for now. If your attorney comes on board, the public defenders will come off, and you will have your new attorney, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day. Tell me your name, sir.
Iris.
Is it Iris?
Iris.
Iris, okay. Ms. Iris, you're here for a writ on a child support. The purge amount is $1,500 from Miami-Dade County. You can post that amount and you can be released. Otherwise, we can get you on to speak to that judge from Miami-Dade County.
Do you know how long it takes them to come? Because I don't have
Not sure about that one. That's yeah, I don't control the writs. Usually, they have a phone hearing most of the time with you, but they'll get in contact with you about how that happens.
a certain time. They don't have a certain time, so I can sit here until they're ready to get me, no matter how long it is.
Pretty much. I mean, obviously they can't keep you here for life, but there's a reasonable the reasonable is all determined. We got pandemic, COVID. Courthouses aren't running at full capacity. So reasonable starts growing as to when they can come get you, when they can come see you. But hopefully you can get in front of the child support officer and/or talk to somebody from the Department of Financial Services about your situation. All right. Have a great day, sir. All right. I had Landis bonded. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Ms. Pena, you're here for a violation of probation warrant from Flagler County in case 2000. Wait. Case 2019 CF, 2009 CF 1076AO. The judge from Flagler County says your bond is $0. Your bonds will remain at $0 as to that case until we can get you over to Flagler County.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am. Did I read that wrong?
it was $500.
It's 500?
To cover both counts.
Hold on. Did I read it wrong? I could have read it wrong. I am not impervious. It says, oh yes, all right. So I say 250 on each count. That'll make it work. You usually gotta do it by count. Sorry. I'll say 250 is 500 for the entire thing. So just say it stayed. So $500 to get bonded out, to get you on to Flagler County. And you have a return date for your Osceola County, Orange County case for June 9th.
Yeah, June 9th.
All right, so make sure you don't miss the court dates, all right? No action. All right, I got one more. Mrs. Vaughn, can you tell me your name?
Deputy Vaughn.
All right, can you cover your nose for me? Thank you kindly. All right, ma'am, you're here from out-of-county warrant from Brevard County, 2021 CF 29363. The judge in Brevard County set your bond amount of $2,000. Your bonds will remain at $2,000. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you until you get you over to Brevard County. You have a great day, ma'am. All right, does anybody have anything else for the better of the order? Because I'm out of paperwork.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. You need anything? We good? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You can post your bond here. All right. Anything else? All right. We're going to recess. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning.